Recently, the candidates for Martinsville City Council gathered in Fieldale for the Star News July 4th parade. There, they agreed to meet with the city manager and to run a clean campaign.
I made a comment about the candidates meeting with city manager, and that was not a false statement. During the 4th of July parade, you remember all the candidates was there, and I don't know if you noticed that all the candidates stood together at the end of the event. We also took a picture together because the city manager once took a picture. And two things that were stated in that conversation was that we was going to run a clean campaign, which of course that has turned sideways. And number two, she stated to all of us that she would wanted to get with us and do a community, like a community orientation or overview of the city.
We were all in a cluster at one point. We were talking about a lot of different subjects, and she mentioned at one point wanting to get together with us to talk about stuff, but I might need to go back and review. He made it sound like he'd already met with her, and he sort of said, and she's met with other people of council, and then Lanita said something like she met with her and all this stuff, and I'm just sitting here wondering, like, nobody's met with me. I mean, nobody's reached out to me.
Rather, he realized not, of course, I brought up to him tonight about that statement that was made, since he kind of like made a big deal about it. So I mentioned him. I said, Julie, remember when we was at the 4th of July event, and I guess maybe my wording of how I stated it was kind of confusing.
Rayshawn said that y'all kind of pledged to run clean campaigns, and he doesn't think y'all are.
Who is y'all?
He didn't specify.
Who is running an unclean campaign?
Get him to answer.
Well, the only people that I know that are running unclean campaigns and saying dirty remarks and making public statements right now are sitting people on council.
We was going to run a clean campaign, which of course that has turned sideways.
Yeah, he's got like a natural energy. He seems like the kind of guy that if he goes to a party or something, like it kind of all starts to orient towards him, you know? He's a very, very sensitive guy, which he would hate me saying on live TV. But I mean, you could see in some of his responses, he had maybe had somebody saying some mean things to him, and he takes that stuff really to heart, and then he feels he's like an extrovert, so he starts oversharing with people. So I've known him off and on for 10 years, and I can see the sensitivity in him. And he's a strong guy, a visionary guy, brilliant guy, knows how to solve problems. But you know, in these local elections, like Lanita was saying, it's brutal, man, and you get vulnerable, you get tired. So yeah, I see what you're saying in Julian. I guess I just know the guy and I know his background, and I pray that it doesn't wear him down, because people can be hard on you, especially when they're paying high electric bills. And